Hi everyone, welcome to the CSS3 course. In this video, I'm going to talk about the color schemes used in CSS3. Before doing so, I would like to show the web page together with the HTML code corresponding to the web page on the right-hand side. So I will have a number of paragraphs, and each paragraph has an ID shown inside the opening tag. Okay, so I would like to change each paragraph to a different color by using different color schemes for CSS. Okay, the first one to introduce is the named colors. So for some colors, you can simply give the names to the CSS file, and the easiest way to look for the colors is by means of the brackets editor. When you type some attribute about the colors, you will be able to see a lot of colors that can be shown to you. You can see the name together with the corresponding color. And for other colors, you can simply type other letters. For example, I want to start with G. I'm able to see other colors that start with G, and I'm also able to show other colors. So, for example, I would like to use brown. So let me see if it is possible to do so. Yes, there is a color called brown. Then I simply choose it. And you can see that my font has changed to brown color. And the second way to specify the color is by means of the hex values. So what does it mean by the hex value? It is simply the combination of the colors in hexadecimal number system. So the first two characters represent the level of your red color, and the next two characters correspond to the level of your green color, and the last two characters correspond to the level of your blue color. So I can show you an example. Okay, for this color, you can see that the font has changed to a bit greenish. Okay, so 2A is simply representing the red color level, and 5D simply means the level of the green color, and 2.1 simply means the level of my blue color. So 2A is representing a hexadecimal number, and 5D is another hexadecimal number, and 2.1 is another hexadecimal number. So we join the three colors by means of the RR, GG, and BB format. And we have to specify the hex value by means of a hash character before the numbers. Okay? So when I change the blue level to other values, for example this one, the color has turned to a bit bluish than before. So when I change the red color a little bit, the letters shown here will be theoretically approaching the red color a little bit more than before. Okay, so this is known as the hex values method. And the third method is corresponding to the RGB values directly. So I would like to use a built-in function of CSS to do so. Okay, you can see that the paragraph has changed to a bit brownish. Okay, so this is a built-in function of CSS called RGB, when you input 3 values, you will be representing the red level, green level, and the blue levels respectively. Okay, so in principle you will have a bit brownish color. Okay, so it is already shown on the web page directly. And we have to notice that each level is between 0 and 255. Okay, so when I increase the red color value to 245, something like that, sorry, 258, something like that, the color has turned to even more reddish than before. When I change the green color to a larger value, for example 157, it will show you a little bit more greenish color. So when I combine the red color with the green color, the effect would be a bit yellowish. Okay, same for the blue value. When I input a larger blue value, the color will be even more bluish than before. So the combined effect of all these 3 levels of green, red, and blue colors would give me this particular color that is closing to the pink color. Okay. In addition to the RGB values, I'm able to add one more parameter to the original RGB function called alpha. The alpha is simply the transparency level. So when I put 0 as the alpha value, it means that I'm going to make the color a bit transparent. When I put 1 as the alpha value, I just use the full color coming from the RGB system. So let me demonstrate it now. Okay, so you can see that the color is something like this. When I give 0 as the alpha value, which is the 4th parameter of the RGB function, you can see that the color has turned to transparent. You need to highlight the characters before you can really read them out. So 0 means that I'm going to make the font entirely transparent. If I put 1, you can see that I'm able to show the full color specified by the first 3 parameters of the RGB function. So if I put 0.3 instead as the alpha value, I'm able to turn it to a bit transparent than before. So this is the property of the alpha value, which is simply an additional parameter after the original RGB values. And the other one to talk about is the hue, saturation, lightness levels. So what is a hue? A hue is regarded as a rainbow that is wound up from tail to head. So we would use 0 degrees to 360 degrees to represent the hue level. So 0 degrees means red, 120 degrees means green, and 240 degrees means the blue color. And the second parameter is known as the saturation. When the saturation is 0, it means that I'm going to use the completely gray color. When the saturation turns to 100, I simply use the full hue corresponding to the first parameter shown above. And for the lightness, 0% means that I'm going to simply change the color to entirely black. If I use 100% as the lightness, I simply change the color to full white, regardless of the hue specified inside the first parameter. So let me demonstrate the HSL function as follows. Okay, the first parameter corresponds to the hue, the second one corresponds to the saturation, and the third one corresponds to the lightness. So 297 is simply the hue that is a bit closer to the blue color, and 30% means the saturation value. So when I turn saturation to 0%, the font has turned to gray color. If I change it to a bit larger value, for example 80%, it is a bit closer to the original color, demonstrated by the hue value. Okay, so when I turn to 100% for the saturation, I'm able to see the hue value specified by the first parameter directly. And for lightness, I'm able to change it to 0%, for example. So the character has turned to black. If the lightness becomes 100%, all the characters are white. So that I need to highlight the characters before I can see every single character. So this completes the demonstration of the HSL value. And one more thing to talk about is the HSLA value. The A parameter is simply the alpha value between 0 and 1. Again, 0 means totally transparent, and 1 means I simply get the full color. Okay, what does it mean by HSL here? When I turn the transparency level to 0.9, you can see that I'm getting close to the true color represented by the value 297, 30%, and 80%. Okay, so when I turn the transparency level to 0, I'm able to see the characters only when I highlight them, because they all have turned to transparent color. So when I change the alpha level to 1, I'm able to see the full color again, specified by the hue, saturation, and lightness value. Okay, so we have 6 color schemes for CSS. So it is up to you to use any of the color schemes, and you can mix your color schemes in a single HTML file, just like what I did for this particular demonstration. So I hope you are able to understand the ways to specify the colors in CSS. This is the end of the video. If you have any questions about my video, please leave your questions on the comment section below the video. If you like this video, please give me a like and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.